Have you ever stopped to think that maybe everything we've been told about humanity's origins is, at best, incomplete? While mainstream science insists on ignoring it, cave paintings scattered across the world show something no one was supposed to see. Strange ships and beings wearing helmets that look like spacesuits. This shouldn't be there, but it is. And this discovery challenges everything you believe, calling centuries of official stories into question. It may sound like a conspiracy theory, but what if these images are real proof of alien visits going back thousands of years? If true, what else are they hiding from us? And why has this information been kept silent for so long? Get ready to dive into a world where mystery meets history, and where the line between myth and reality gets so thin you won't know who to trust anymore. In this video, we will uncover these enigmatic paintings, analyze every detail, and reveal what they might be trying to tell us, something that could forever change your perception of humanity's past, present, and future. Are you ready to face this truth? Thousands of years ago, long before writing as we know it, our ancestors were already recording experiences that to this day no one can fully explain. And we're not just talking about animals or hunting scenes. There are humanoid figures wearing helmets, disc-shaped objects, even beings with eyes too big to be human. Coincidence? Or was this their only way to warn about something bigger? The strangest part is these figures appear in caves all over the world, tribes that never met painting the same kind of things. How is that possible? Imagine a caveman with no technology or sci-fi knowledge drawing what clearly looks like a UFO or an alien. No exaggeration. These figures exist in caves in Australia, Brazil, Africa. Were they inventing stories? Or simply recording what they saw? And if they saw something, what exactly appeared in the sky? Science tries to explain it as spiritual symbols. But honestly, symbols that look like ships with lights and beings wearing helmets, that's way too weird to be just religion, right? Today, even with all our technology, we still get spooked by lights in the sky and abduction stories. Imagine how it must have been back then. Maybe caves were the first internet for humanity, their way of warning those who came after. And if these warnings are connected to modern sightings of aliens and UFOs, it's like there's an invisible thread linking the most distant past to the present. And that thread is becoming clearer, but what does it connect to next? Have you ever stopped to think how strange it is that peoples separated by oceans without airplanes, internet, or phones created the same legends, the same figures, and the same gods with elongated heads and celestial vehicles? Egyptians, Mayans, Sumerians all spoke of entities that came from the sky, taught lessons, then left promising to return, and they're always shown wearing some kind of suit or helmet, which reminds us of what? That's right, astronauts. Or better yet, aliens. It's no exaggeration. Compare the drawings of the Dogon people in Africa with the engravings of pre-Columbian peoples. The patterns are shockingly similar. Stars, ships, beings with huge eyes. How could such distant tribes have the same ideas without communicating? This goes beyond coincidence. It's more like a silent symphony composed by someone traveling among them, teaching and leaving traces. And if that someone wasn't human, maybe we're trying to connect the dots using the wrong map. The most curious thing is that these cultures' gods never looked human. They had different appearances, powers, and most importantly, came down from the sky in blazing lights. You've heard that before, haven't you? Exactly the kind of description we now associate with UFO sightings. So when so many cultures say beings descended from the stars, was it really just collective imagination? Or was what we call mythology just the part of the story they didn't want taken seriously? Now think about it. Why, among so many ways to portray gods or celestial beings, did so many civilizations insist on showing helmets, helmets with antennas, helmets with visors? The Sumerians, for example, depicted figures with rounded helmets and tubes connected to their backs, almost like a spacesuit. Coincidence? Or were our ancestors drawing exactly what they saw as faithfully as possible without even knowing what it was? To them, it was sacred. But to us, it could be the clearest clue of an alien visit. Just look at the murals of Tassili Niger in the Sahara. There are giant figures with helmets and hollow eyes, almost like masks. And here's the curious part. No other characters in their daily life wore those. Only the gods had that unique look. This isn't just art, it's a record. And it echoes the same aesthetics we see today in accounts of people seeing a UFO or even being abducted. The details match. The shape, the tubes, the skin-tight suits. It's as if time froze that technology in stone. You can't ignore the pattern. When one tribe paints a being with a helmet, it might be coincidence. But when dozens of cultures do this, with similar traits at different times, then it gets serious. And if those helmets were actually breathing or communication technology used by aliens, imagine that. What we treat as ancient art might actually be a visual catalog of the greatest extraterrestrial presence in history. And the next detail no one's seeing is even more hidden. Have you ever seen those cave paintings where, out of nowhere, there are circular shapes, elliptical forms, even something that seems to emit light? Many call it artistic interpretation, but let's be honest, if a caveman drew a disc flying in the sky, it's because he saw something. And if that happened in several places with similar shapes, the conversation changes. What these peoples called flying spirits might actually have been what we now call UFOs. Take the petroglyphs in Valle de Fuego, USA. In one cave, a painting shows what looks like a disc hovering above human figures raising their arms, as if communicating with it. Now add that to what's found in India, figures with fiery halos around their heads floating in a starry sky. This kind of visual pattern isn't accidental. If art imitates life, what exactly were they trying to imitate here? Today, when someone reports seeing a ship, many dismiss it as an illusion, just in the head. But what if it's the opposite? What if what we call collective illusion is actually an ancient truth suppressed for millennia? The flying objects painted in caves weren't metaphors, they were stone testimonies. A desperate attempt to record what they couldn't explain, but knew they couldn't ignore. And there's a detail almost nobody has noticed, and it raises the next question. If you talk to Amazonian indigenous people or Himalayan monks, you'll hear similar stories. Intense lights appearing in the sky, and with them entities that descend silently, as if crossing dimensions. Global coincidence? Unlikely. These stories are passed down generation after generation, always with the same detail. The lights come first, then the visitors. And who are these visitors? They're never described as human. They're tall, slender, glowing, or hooded. Some float, others just disappear. Among the Hopi in the USA, there are the Kachinas, star beings who taught humans then returned to the sky. In Australia, Aboriginal people speak of the Wandjina, entities with large round eyes and no mouth, who came down in luminous ships. Sound familiar? Exactly, aliens. Yet some say it's all myth. But when myths start matching modern UFO sightings, maybe it was never a myth at all. The lights in the sky keep appearing. Videos pop up everywhere showing objects moving with impossible maneuvers, disappearing and reappearing. It's like these entities are watching, monitoring, waiting for something. But waiting for what? Science is still fumbling for answers, but ancient stories gave signs long ago. What if those lights aren't just observations, but invitations? Invitations for something humanity has never been ready for, but maybe is now. If you think only cave paintings raise suspicion, wait until you dive into the sacred manuscripts. Ancient texts like the Book of Enoch, the Indian Vedas, or even passages from the Bible describe in detail beings who descended from the stars in flaming chariots, accompanied humans, then vanished in clouds. Spiritual? Maybe. But it also sounds dangerously close to contact with alien visitors. Take the Book of Ezekiel, for example. It describes a wheel within a wheel, full of eyes, descending from the sky on fire. Even NASA acknowledged that it could describe something mechanical rather than spiritual. And the Vimanas in the Vedas, flying machines able to cross planets. Not exaggeration, it's all there in the texts. The question is, why have these records been hidden for so long? Was it inconvenient to admit that gods had technology too advanced for their time? The most curious part is these ancient descriptions match modern UFO contact accounts. Intense lights, deafening noise, even luminous beings. It seems history repeats itself, but no one connects the dots. If these manuscripts weren't about divinities but extraterrestrial visitors, then we've been reading history wrong for centuries. And there's a specific place where these texts gained more weight, a hotspot attracting all these mysteries. Stone circles, pyramids, temples aligned with stars. These aren't just architectural marvels, they're maps and signals left behind. And here's what's most intriguing. Many seem to serve purposes beyond human understanding, marking landing sites or contact zones with beings from space. The Great Pyramids of Egypt, for example, are aligned with specific constellations, which for many experts are references to the origins of aliens. Imagine walking through Machu Picchu and realizing the stone arrangements have astronomical precision beyond what even modern technology fully explains. Or thinking about the Nazca lines, which can only be fully understood from above, maybe to be seen by ships, the infamous UFOs. It's almost like our ancestors left an invitation, a luminous signal saying, "We know you exist, we're waiting." What if these sacred sites were, in fact, connection points between Earth and those alien visitors? It sounds crazy, but when combined with the paintings, texts, and modern reports, everything starts to make sense. After all, if an advanced civilization visited Earth, it would have to leave lasting marks, and those marks mysteriously survive time, ready to be uncovered by those who see beyond the obvious. Nowadays, there's no shortage of people claiming direct contact with aliens or even abductions by UFOs. These stories send chills down the spine, with detailed descriptions of beings with large eyes, pale skin, and helmets that look exactly like those ancient cave paintings. Not a coincidence. It's like these encounters are a continuation of an age-old puzzle, a cycle never broken. What's more striking is that many of these reports share similar patterns, as if there's a protocol: questions about the planet, humanity, and our behavior. People describe mysterious implants and experiences that change their lives forever. Think about it, it's no different from an ancient initiation ritual, only now on a cosmic level, with beings that challenge our understanding. These modern encounters not only reinforce the old paintings and manuscripts, but also raise deep questions. Are we really alone? Or has humanity always had visitors, maybe guiding our development without us realizing? The line between myth and reality is thinning, and the next chapter of this story may be closer than you think. One of the most striking things about the UFO and alien mystery is the silence and sometimes disdain of authorities. Leaked documents, military testimonies, and even official NASA videos show the government knows more than they admit. Why hide it? The answer might be far more complex than it seems. Maybe they fear panic, or maybe the knowledge about these visitors could shake deep beliefs and power structures. You've heard of Area 51, right? A place surrounded by secrets, rumored to study alien technologies behind closed doors, or mysterious disappearances of people who tried to reveal the truth. The pattern is always the same: control, silence, and manipulation. It's as if the system prefers humanity to remain ignorant, ignoring the signs written on the walls of time, cave paintings that, for them, should remain forgotten. But truth is stubborn. No matter how much they try to erase, deny, and censor, reports and evidence keep surfacing, leaving an invisible trail of questions. What if the next step is precisely to open that black box? To expose the secret to the world, breaking the cycle of silence, and finally understanding what these visitors want from us. When you analyze ancient civilizations, one thing is undeniable: many achieved levels of technology that today seem nearly impossible. Pyramids with millimeter precision, sophisticated irrigation systems, highly complex astronomical calendars. How did this happen? For many experts, the answer lies in possible direct influence from aliens. Could technologies and knowledge have been discreetly passed on, shaping human development? Consider engineers and archaeologists who can't explain certain construction methods. Many speak of techniques involving materials with properties only now being understood, like crystals and metals with unique qualities. This technological help could come from beings who understand the universe far beyond us, visiting Earth to ensure humanity evolves but without directly exposing themselves. If this sounds like a movie theory, think about electricity. Major inventions appeared after scientists had dreams, visions, or sudden inspirations. What if part of that inspiration actually came from a connection with these alien visitors? This hypothesis could open doors to a new understanding of our own history and potential, and it might be linked to a bigger secret still to come. Some of humanity's most impactful events seem to have a mysterious backdrop, and on several occasions, UFO reports surface at critical moments. For example, during key battles or major discoveries, witnesses reported unusual flying objects influencing, directly or indirectly, the course of events. This is no coincidence. It may indicate these alien entities closely monitor our evolution. There are Jujupi accounts where pilots saw lights defying earthly physics, changing tactics and strategies. What if these presences are silent watchers, or even agents influencing humanity's fate? Perhaps they monitor our progress or test our capacity to face the unknown. It's a thin line between fiction and reality, but these consistent reports cannot be ignored. Remember, this is not just in the past. Sightings continue in modern times, often near strategic facilities or power centers. The question remains, what role do these UFOs play in our history? Are they mere observers, or active participants in a game we don't yet understand? This doubt keeps the mystery alive, opening doors to even more surprising discoveries. Abduction stories are among the most intriguing and frightening in the alien and UFO universe. People disappear for hours or days, return with fuzzy memories, body marks, and a profound feeling their lives have changed forever. These aren't isolated reports. There are patterns, similarities, and even studies trying to understand without falling into cheap sensationalism. Many scientists consider abductions real traumatic experiences affecting people's psychology and physiology. Imagine being taken by an unknown entity, undergoing strange examinations, then returning to normal life, but with a head full of questions and few answers. Some say these experiences are for gathering data on humanity, maybe to study our biology or behavior. What if it's true? Could we be a species watched all the time? Also, secret documents indicate governments know about abductions, but prefer keeping them quiet to avoid panic or unrest. The more is hidden, the more curiosity grows. These mysterious and disturbing stories lead us directly to the next part of the saga: official records and evidence that can no longer be ignored. In recent years, what seemed like fiction became hot news. Leaked secret documents from governments worldwide reveal that the presence of UFOs and aliens is real and much older than we thought. Declassified files show encounters, interceptions, and military investigations with shocking reports and photos that challenge even skeptics. What was once conspiracy theory now has official contours. For example, the Pentagon released videos showing objects moving in ways impossible for our current technology. And that's not all. Pilot and astronaut reports confirm these phenomena can't be explained as drones or conventional planes. The question is, why hide this information? To maintain public order, or to protect secrets that could change humanity's understanding of its place in the cosmos? Moreover, these documents suggest there were more direct contacts, communication attempts, and even technological exchanges. This completely changes the game. We face a reality that challenges everything we've learned. And if true, what's next? The answer might be closer than you think, and that's exactly where the next topic leads. If we consider the continuous presence of aliens and UFOs on our planet, a disturbing question arises: what is their true purpose? Many theories suggest a hidden agenda, something beyond mere scientific interest or observation. Some say these visitors want to influence our technological, social, and even spiritual development, but always covertly, almost invisibly. One practical example is sudden technological advances in certain periods of history, followed by long stagnations. Could these cosmic mentors be testing our ability to evolve, or waiting for a specific moment for a major revelation? Meanwhile, some theories propose subtle control, like we're under a kind of supervision that prevents certain knowledge from reaching the general public. Also, reports of contacts mention warnings for humanity to prepare for deep changes, environmental crises, wars, or even a possible spiritual ascension. If these beings truly have an agenda, it could be directly tied to our future, and maybe all this connects to events we're living now. But what exactly is behind this plan? The answer remains shrouded in mystery, and the next topic sheds light on this path. If everything we've seen so far seems like a giant puzzle, maybe the final piece is about to be placed. Every cave painting, every ancient and modern report, every leaked document points to an uncomfortable and fascinating truth. Humanity is on the brink of a great revelation about aliens and UFOs. And this revelation could change not just our history, but our future forever. Imagine a world where forbidden knowledge becomes public, where secrets guarded by governments and elites are finally exposed. The impact would be colossal. Beliefs, religions, science, all would be reevaluated. And perhaps, at that moment, we'll understand not only who these visitors are, but what our true role in the cosmos is. Are we ready for this truth, or are we still trapped in fear and doubt? Until that answer comes, one thing is certain: human curiosity is insatiable. The search for answers continues, fueled by every new discovery, every sign in the sky, every page of an ancient manuscript. And it's precisely this drive that leads us to explore more, question more, and maybe one day finally understand the mystery surrounding these visitors from another world and what they want with us. Now that you've discovered how these cave paintings might be much more than just ancient drawings, here's the question: what will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep accepting everything you're told, or will you start questioning, investigating, and seeking the truth for yourself? Think of the times you felt something was wrong, that there was a secret hidden in the margins of history. What if that secret is real? Are you ready to face what's coming? Have you imagined the impact this new perspective could have on your life and on humanity? Imagine discovering we're not alone, that these alien visitors might be closer than we think. That changes everything, right? Now it's your turn. Share in the comments what you think about all this. Are you ready to open your mind and see beyond the obvious? And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any content exploring these incredible mysteries. The journey is just beginning, and you won't want to be left behind.